Good evening and thank you for joining us. Families across Ontario are breathing a sigh of relief today.
CUPE and the province reached a last-minute tentative deal yesterday to keep 55,000 education workers and, by extension, students in school. But as Siobhan Morris reports, it was a frustrating weekend for parents forced to wait out the news.
There isn't usually this kind of good feeling associated with the Monday morning school drop-off.
It makes me feel relief. We all just want fairness for everybody.
We are very happy because we get a chance to go work now, and then kids will be in the daycare in school.
School back to normal, and then we can send a kid back to school.
The Minister of Education grateful the union representing 55,000 educational support workers has tentatively agreed to a new contract.
This has been a tough journey, but at the end of the day, negotiating is always tough. I just think the casualty of our negotiations shouldn't be our kids.
The deal doesn't do what CUPE wanted, to add school services.
As a mom, I don't like this deal. As a worker, I don't like this deal. As the president of the OSBCU, I understand why this is the deal that's on the table.
In the ratification vote, members will decide if it's good enough for them.
We are sending this in the most democratic fashion for the workers to use their voice.
Voting runs through Sunday. If CUPE members reject the deal, it's back to bargaining.
I think it's best so we don't entertain hypotheticals. I appreciate that could happen.
And put the possibility of a strike back on the table. The government still has to sign new contracts with Ontario's teachers' unions. Those negotiations are in different stages.
But I would submit that they're in a good place. We continue to work in good faith with the aim of providing a deal that keeps kids in the classroom, that respects our educators.
The president of the Ontario English Catholic Teachers Association says that characterization is fair. But there are questions after the government used the notwithstanding clause to impose a contract on CUPE members, then rescinded it.
I certainly hope that we can have an effective bargaining, bargaining without having to go to any kind of legislation to try to reach an agreement.
We're going to respect the workers and our teachers, but we're going to stand up to ensure kids are in school. That is what matters most.
Some parents want more collaboration to keep the peace.
They should rethink about the whole system because, again, as you said, it's about our kids and future of this country.
Two local men who were arrested in a 2019 homicide case have avoided going to trial this week by entering a guilty plea this morning at the Thunder Bay Courthouse. 35-year-old David Gregorovich pleaded guilty to manslaughter, and 26-year-old Jason Raven pleaded guilty to robbery. Both men had originally been charged with second-degree murder and robbery for their roles in the death of 52-year-old Andrew Eyre in April of 2019. According to an agreed statement of facts, Eyre had just purchased a new bicycle. 1 week later, Raven stole the bike on Victoria Avenue. Eyre confronted Raven and punched him. Raven then pushed Eyre to the ground, punched him several times, and then left on the stolen bike. Eyre then got up and accused Gregorovich of being part of the theft and kicked him. Gregorovich then punched Eyre at least once and stole his bank card. Eyre lost consciousness several times and was taken to hospital, where he died 4 days later due to head injuries. A date for the sentencing hearing will be set in January.
Thunder Bay Police have charged two people with drug trafficking offenses after they were found on Friday morning among a group of people unwantedly occupying a Cumming Street home while the owner was away. A 38-year-old local man and a 20-year-old man from Pickering, Ontario, have been charged with possession of cocaine and fentanyl. They've both been remanded into custody.
Gas prices in the Thunder Bay area just keep on falling. 2 weeks ago, Fort William First Nation had the 4 lowest gas prices in the province. Now, the gas bars on Red River and Dawson Road have followed suit. And the Thunder Bay area now has the 12 cheapest gas bars in Ontario. But not all local stations are joining in the price war. Mike Lang reports.
At $1.59 per litre, the gas stations on Arthur Street were slightly above the provincial average of $1.54.6. However, gas bars on the Fort William First Nation keep trying to outdo each other to offer the cheapest gas in Ontario. The Esso on City Road is below $1.16, while the K&A gas bar continues to be the lowest in the province, now sitting at $1.12 per litre. The Mountain View gas bar next door is keeping pace with that extremely low price. Over at the Esso down the street, part owner Walter Bannon says gas bars on the First Nation can keep their prices down thanks to lower expense margins and greater flexibility in terms of the prices they can offer.
I just get my prices every night and I determine what
I'm going to be selling the gas the next morning, all based on that. I am different than the rest of the stations out here, is I'm the only branded station. And I offer the Esso product, whereas the other ones are unbranded.
Gas prices weren't just cheap on Fort William First Nation, as 6 of the province's 12 cheapest gas stations this afternoon were right here at the north end of town on Red River and Dawson Road. And drivers were loving every bit of it.
Honestly, it's pretty great. I'm driving to Sault Ste. Marie right now, so knowing that I can get gas for, fill out my car for less than $100, it's a pretty good feeling.
I am very happy. I wish it continues this way. I am not sure what is the price of gas in the other city, but in Thunder Bay, this week price is really low, and that I wish it continue.
It's a lot cheaper than it was before, and I mean, I hope it goes a little lower, but this is good where we're at right now too.
The Simply Gas on Dawson Road was the cheapest station on the north end of town at $1.18.6, while the Shells on Red River Road were just under $1.26 per liter. Mike Lang, TBT News.
TD Canada Trust made a big investment today to help Science North launch its latest initiative. The Indigenous Ways of Knowing project will be a foundational pillar of the organization's new strategic plan. Mitchell Ringos was at the unveiling this afternoon and has more.
I am really excited to announce $200,000 is going to be supported from TD to Science North for the Indigenous Ways of Knowing.
Now, as District Manager of TD Canada Trust, Michael Nitz, announcing the $200,000 investment in support of Science North's Indigenous Ways of Knowing project, which seeks to advance truth and reconciliation by amplifying Indigenous perspectives, knowledge, and culture in all aspects of Science North programming. Nitz says TD has been a long-standing sponsor and supporter of Science North, and they wanted to support the initiative as part of their TD Ready commitment, which has seen $2.5 million in investments to similar projects since the pandemic.
And this is a perfect program and project to come up that aligns with our willingness to engage Indigenous communities and make sure we work towards truth and reconciliation. We have a lot of work ahead, but we feel this is one step towards making sure that all programs at Science North have an Indigenous lens to inspire youth and communities to be engaged.
Science North CEO Ashley LaRose says this investment is transformational for Thunder Bay and communities around the north where there may not be road access. She says the ultimate goal is creating an organization where Indigenous people feel a strong sense of belonging.
It's important for us to engage in every community, and we know that the support that we have here in Thunder Bay, this is a great place to start. This is one of the first times that Science North ever does a significant funding announcement in Thunder Bay, and it's another point to represent our commitment to serving all of Northern Ontario. We are Science North.
LaRose says, in particular, this Indigenous Ways of Knowing project will be led by Science North's Indigenous Initiative Steering Committee under the guidance of the organization's Indigenous Advisory Committees, as they will work in collaboration with various teams across Science North to deepen engagement and partnerships in order to advance truth and reconciliation and the implementation of the calls to action. Mitchell Ringos, TBT News.
Thanks to some extra funding, the underground gym is now able to offer cooking classes at its new location. It gives the gym members a chance to learn how to make healthy and delicious meals. Vasileios Bellos reports.
An exciting announcement from the underground gym, which is now able to bring back their popular cooking program at their new location. It's all thanks to $20,000 in funding from Newmont Musselwhite, which helped pay for all the appliances and construction on the new kitchen. The program lets the kids learn some important cooking techniques, with their first big meal prepared in the new kitchen being a nutritious stew. Cheyenne Panetta, who has been taking on more of the responsibility at the underground gym from her father Peter, says being able to reinstate their cooking program is a huge benefit to the kids.
They're learning how to make it, they're preparing it, they're cutting up the vegetables, they're doing all of the hard work for it, learning how to cook, and it's really great because it's a life skill and something that they're going to need moving forward in their life. It's really great that we are able to provide a hot meal for the kids. They come hungry, they come without supper a lot of the times, so to have something nutritious, healthy, and home cooked is optimal, and it's really great for them. They really appreciate being able to eat and preparing the food themselves.
The cooking program also features chefs that will help guide the kids through recipes so they can have a pro teaching them the ropes. And clearly, the kids who took part in preparing the stew were all excited to lend a hand and learn something new.
We were cutting up onions. We were putting them in the pot. It's exciting because we will kind of learn to cook.
How to make beef stew, like all the stuff. And we're going to learn how to make homemade gravy.
This is Celios Bellows, TBT News.
A local brother-sister duo brought doctors and dancers together for a good cause this weekend. The inaugural event, called Dancing with the Docs, was held as a fundraiser for the Northern Cancer Fund and as a way to honor the siblings' late mother. Local doctors and dancers hit the Victoria Inn ballroom dance floor, showing off their best moves to impress the judges and the audience. Co-organizer Patricia Del Paggio says Dancing with the Stars was her mother's favorite show, and her own love of dance and her brother's network of colleagues, they wanted to recreate that show to honor their mother after she passed away from cancer in 2019. The sold-out event was originally supposed to be held in 2020, but had to be postponed several times due to the pandemic. The Del Paggios says it feels amazing to finally be able to hold the event after a tough couple of years.
It's been a hard 2 years for everybody, so we're honoring all these healthcare professionals in the room tonight, and it feels incredible to bring it to life.
The morale has been, generally low over the last few years, as you can imagine, and just to have all my colleagues here with smiles, looking so dapper, it's really special.
100% of the proceeds from Dancing with the Docs go to the regional hospital to help purchase a much-needed new PET scanner to improve cancer care.
Good news for local skiers. They're now able to hit the slopes at Mount Baldy, which opened for the new season over the weekend. Only one run is available for now, but more are expected to open up soon. Jess Clement has more.
Despite just opening up this weekend, Mount Baldy saw a large number of local skiers and snowboarders who were eager to hit the slopes again. Co-owner Daniel Cardis says they started making snow a week and a half ago and are making their way up the mountain. Currently, only the Bunny Hill is open, but they're working hard to open up more runs as soon as possible. Cardis says he's just glad they're able to be up and running again.
We're feeling great. Everyone's having a blast. We did a little bit of a park here for the kids and the freestyle team. Thunder Bay Freestyle's out here. The coach is here training, and everyone's always excited to early snow, right? We've been waiting a long time. 2 weeks ago, you're at plus 18, and now we have snow and we're open.
The weather and conditions were perfect for beginners and professionals who were on the hill this weekend. And we spoke to some locals who were excited to be outside and skiing again.
Oh, it's great to be out here. It's a beautiful day. Lots of people out here. It's good to be out in November. So just hoping for more snow.
This is a perfect weekend for beginners and all the young kids who enjoy the park that we got going to come work on their skills and progress each day. And yeah, it's awesome vibe out here. Everyone is looking out for each other, getting along. It's awesome.
And an update on the new chairlift. Cardis hopes it will be up and running soon to open up the whole mountain. However, the ski area is still waiting on the TSSA for an inspection.
Electricians just finished up about 2 days ago. They left Friday morning, and now we're just at the mercy of the TSSA. So we're just waiting for them. Everything hopefully will be here sooner than later, and the conditions for snowmaking get a little bit better, then we can get this whole mountain open quick.
For more information about prices and hours, residents can visit Mount Baldy's website. Jessica Clement, TBT News.
Well, Fiona, I suppose if we have to have winter, people might as well be able to get out there and enjoy it. So does the weather conditions over the next few days support those winter activities?
Well, yes and no. At night, yes. During the day, it may not. But let's talk about what happened today. Temperatures definitely stayed below the freezing mark, which is required for the snow that we saw today, and winds were from the northwest up to 47 kilometers per hour. Not really a lot of movement in the temperatures, though. Overnight low was well above normal for this time of year. A low of -4, wind chills of -10. We only warmed up a couple of degrees, but it was still a very seasonal daytime temperatures of -2 and a wind chill of -9. Now, to the west, Fort Frances had a much different story. It was very seasonally cool overnight. Temperatures dropped to about -13. During the day, they warmed up to about -4. They're currently at -6. Similar temperatures in Kenora and Dryden, all with partly cloudy skies. Red Lake had light snow for most of the day, but they too didn't see much fluctuation in the temperatures. Had a low of -9, a high of -6, and wind chills are around -11 at this time. As we head eastward, similar temperatures and similar snowfall for much of the day. Right now, though, over the last few hours, it's cleared out. -9 and wind chill of about -12. -6 in Marathon. Sault Ste. Marie right on the freezing mark. So they've had light snow. Right now it's showing as rain, but it's more very wet snow or freezing rain in the region. Now, in the city of Thunder Bay tonight, it's going to be much cooler than it was last night, but still well within reasonable seasonal range, -12 and a wind chill of -17. And we have a chance at a little more snow tomorrow morning, but temperatures are definitely on the rise during the day for the rest of the week. I'll have more details later on in the news hour.
Thanks a lot, Fiona. Well, some surprising testimony at the Emergencies Act inquiry today. The head of CSIS says he advised the Prime Minister to invoke the Emergencies Act to clear away the trucker convoy. We'll have all those details right after the break.
CSIS wouldn't say how many people were on its radar, but did say there were concerns about radicalization.